Devil Dogs. J Sharp, what's up, brother? Happy birthday, man. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Marine Corps birthday. Semper Fi, brother. What's up? I'm a little pissed that there was no coverage of the Marines' birthday yesterday. Yeah, they don't. Yeah. You know, another letdown by the news, you know. Yeah, they don't really. Yeah, they never really. I mean, J.D. Vance celebrated it in November. It's kind of weird, huh? I don't know why we did it so early, but it's all good, man. The Marines are used to it, you know. Marines are used to it. What's up, brother? Ransom Jackson, how you doing, sir? Semper Fi. Check, check. Hope that you are doing well. I am, Jay. I am, man. A lot happier, you know. A lot happier. A lot more focused. More family oriented. I am, man. I don't ever. You know, this is what I said, you know, to my family just not too long ago. I said, man, if like I can get up early, no problem. You know, I normally don't need an alarm for work or something, but I was like, dude, without like, you know, waking up in a freak show before work, like I had to leave the house by 6:30, wanted to get to my first stop by 7, and so on and so forth. Man, I woke up yesterday like at 5:36, and I was kind of just happy, you know. It's a good time, man. Good time to be alive. Good time to be alive. And then I wanted to go somewhere. Shit. Before we go. YouTube hasn't shown me your lives for the past long. Yeah, man, YouTube's been getting hammered lately, man. It's been acting up. I don't, you know, I think the revenue stream is drying up with YouTube. I mean, if it's hard for cable and all those other guys, Hulu, YouTube's got to be getting hit pretty hard too. I don't know. You know, with Rumble and stuff, I'm not sure, man. Yeah, I've heard YouTube has a lot of problems, man. I mean, it's inconsistent. Even when you try to be consistent, it's still inconsistent. You know. What did I want? Corona. Come on, pretty mama. YouTube gave up on my notification. I just watched for alerts. Yeah, yeah. Even shit, man. Even the guys I follow, they get hammered too. I think it's all like phony stuff, you know. Like press this button, you get an alert. I don't think that's ever worked for me, you know. I don't think that's ever worked for me. They've been talking subs, taking subs from me left and right. Yeah, I see that too with mine. Sometimes you'll see it just like crash, but people do that too. And I just like doing this with you guys, you know, and shooting the shit. Yeah, YouTube has a lot of problems. A lot of problems. Down for a long time, man, you know. Something or something better will replace it eventually. Eventually. Yeah, the Marine Corps birthday. 2.5 centuries long, man. Ain't but be right back, guys. Hold up. I have to get some directions. Had to get some directions real quick. That's a lot of let's go. It's the bubble going to pop. For YouTube, maybe. For the housing market, people think the housing market is gonna pop, or interest rates. I don't know, man. I know a couple buddies that have sold their house and have been waiting for interest rates to drop and stuff like that. And that was 5 years ago, and he's still not even trying to buy a house. I'm like, dude, he's just renting. I'm like, man, you sold a house to rent a house. I don't know if that was a smart idea. Well, I'm just waiting until, everything goes down and housing market goes down. I'm like, I don't know. What if it doesn't, man? What if it stays even, or, it goes down a little bit, but not that much? And, you're kind of in the dumps. Friends. Dude, it's always nice talking to my buddies. Veterans Day and Marine Corps birthday, you always can, say what's up to your boys. And, some guys you haven't talked to in forever, or weren't that close with, but you'll end up, giving them a text or a, Instagram or something. And it's nice, man. And people, like random people that you haven't talked to, will hit you up. Hey, man, happy Day. Thanks for keeping us all safe. I've gotten a lot of those too. That, like, people younger, dudes that you don't really would ever talk to, maybe a friend of a friend, they'll like just quietly hit you up. Hey, man, thanks for your service. It's real nice, man. Real nice. What's up, Green Churchill? Hi, how are you doing today? I'm doing good. I can remember back in old school days, very different back then. As a baby, 1980, good year. But year 2025 is crazy. Yeah, I was born in the 80s, man. I mean, the 80s it's just different. America, throughout time, every 10 years, it will fundamentally change, just because people are want, government doesn't hold down. American people will turn the wheels of time, surely and slowly. As much as we would like things to get done a lot quicker here in the good old US of A, it's a slow rolling turn. And the 80s were fun, man, but if I grew up in the year 2025, I would have a blast. Like, me and my buddies would be, I grew up with video games, and we played outside and rode bikes all the time, dude. And hey, could my neighbor Dewan, some black dude, I would go to his house and be like, hey, could Dewan come out and play? And his mom and dad this was a black family, and they're like, yeah. And I would go inside, get my buddies, we would go to the other house, grab the girl down the street, dude, and her sister, and we would all kind of just hang out. But then, like, my nephew, man, his buddies go out too. There's a lot more people in the world, than 1980. Riding bikes in the middle of the street like me and my buddies did with no helmets. It's just not smart. It wasn't smart. Nowadays, we're a lot smarter than that. We don't allow stuff like that to happen, but my nephews still do it. Hi from Tasmania. What? Did I just read that right? Mortgage is subprime lending. Oh yeah, the 50. I heard that, dude. They want a 50-year. Like, that's not helping anyone. Thanks, Jackson. Thank you, brother. I didn't even notice. Yeah, that 50-year mortgage. I don't understand that. Like, I don't like. Why would you say that out loud and think that was a good idea? You know, like, oh, we'll just give them 50-year mortgages. It's like, what? Wait, what? A 50-year mortgage? Why give me a 50-year mortgage? Why don't we figure out how to lower, the interest and the payments? That's how about you stop building houses that you think are worth $500,000 when they should be worth $100,000? It's insane. But what are you gonna do, man? Like, I don't know. You got to buy a house. Everyone's got to, if you. It sucks, man. Unless you got I don't know, man. I don't know how. My nephews, they're like 8 right now. I give them 10 years. They're never gonna buy a house. Are you kidding me? My nephews will never buy. I mean, they won't buy a house until they're 60. Like, there's no way, man. Like, that's insane. I don't get it. That's something. I don't know. I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how you fix it. It's above my pay grade, Seems like people that build the houses don't want to take the materials still cost a lot. I don't know. It's kind of, hey, who dropped a 5? J Sharp, thank you, brother. Super 5, man. Thank you, Jay. Buy a cold drink on me. Hey, my friend, I will absolutely do that today. I will absolutely do that today. Me and my dad are gonna go, my dad got up early to hit the gym to get a sweat on. I'm gonna run a couple errands, talk to you guys, but we are gonna go to get a drink at an American Legion out here. He's gonna buy me the membership, the initial fee for American Legion, and then of course I'll take on the monthly payments. But after that, we're gonna go get a brewski, man. I'm gonna be an American Legion member officially. Awesome, brother. Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, and man, I appreciate a day like this, man. It's a Tuesday. Most of my life I would have been, like everyone else at work, doing working my company job. But the little break I'm giving myself, man, I like getting a beer on Veterans Day on a Tuesday with my father. No one can beat that, man. That's exactly what I felt like I was missing. Just a little bit, working and all that stuff, living in a hotel. Little things, can go a long way, Thank you, Jay. Semper Fi, brother. Me and my pop definitely have a brewski. 5 good. I like the Firestone 805s. Those are good. Good Samantha Adams. I like Sam Adams. I'm a big Sam Adams guy too. Every day above ground is a good day. Yeah, man. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, man? We probably all have someone too that's passed, and you're just sitting there like. Some days are bad, but it's all, Some days can always be bad, but they're mostly mentally bad days, right? Nothing really happens that's bad. It's all just mentally something irritates you. Just someone called you to ask you for something, and it kind of threw you through a loop, or girlfriend or wife, whatever it is. But nothing really bad happens, you could still take a hot shower. There's still air conditioning. The market's right down the street if you want it. Your dog's there. It's a lot of it's in our head, man, because I got pissed off yesterday for something, and I like went outside and I kind of looked around. I was like, why am I getting upset? You just, sometimes you don't even know. Sometimes you kind of want to get upset, you're kind of looking for a fight, or looking for an argument. Yeah, I mean, every day is a good day above ground, man. There's food down the street. The AC can work. We've got blankets for days and a nice bed and pillows. I just always try to remember, like, man, I remember just laying on a cot or on the ground of a desert, still wearing 3-day-old uniform and socks, and your teeth are turning brown and black, and you're smoked a pack of, a carton of cigarettes. You miss home. I just always try to put myself in that kind of a scenario, And now I'm driving down a road where I can see, cows and nice farms, and it just makes you put things in perspective. What is this? Are you planning to go back to the work force eventually? Hi, what's up, Ron 91? What's up, brother? Yeah, I got a couple. I'm dabbing my toes. I got 2 little ways I can go. I'm either, I already applied for like ICE, and first of all, I'm a little old to be applying for ICE, but they have a 40-year-old and above kind of section where, they're not going to ask you to run and gun. And there's like another, I applied for like that group. It's literally called like 40 and up. And then there was another group where, like, for veterans that kind of fit my subscription or whatever. So depending on how those interviews go and all that stuff, we'll see how it goes, man. For the ICE thing, man, it has to hit home. It's got to be the perfect opportunity, perfect stance. And then I kind of looking into working with like because my sister-in-law does it all the time, and they know people, but working with kids with autism and Down syndrome and stuff. A place kind of down the street from my house that's always looking for, basically for anybody that wants to, because no one wants to, I don't blame people, and the people that they do hire for this job, are chicks and kids with autism and stuff. They could be a little violent. So there's those 2, and yeah, man, we'll see. Either one I'm okay with, man. I just want to help out, I guess. I like coaching and teaching, and that's where my passion always fell, was like coaching, teaching, helping, providing sales of cigarettes and beer and all the other crap I kind of did over the time, man. I did it for the experience and how the business works and the insides and outs, but I'm not naturally good at it, I guess I am, but I just, it wore me down, man. So kids with Down syndrome and autism, I think, need my help more than cigarette smokers, right? And it's not like a high-paying job, They're basically, they'll take anyone to help, to babysit and watch these little dudes, and they always ask for a dude to apply because the kids want to play catch and run around outside and be taught things. Well, the people that they hire kind of don't know how to do anything. They're chicks, just they need a, so yeah, my like, I know a couple people that work for, you know, autism and special needs and stuff. So we'll see how it goes, man. But yeah, eventually, I you know, gotta pay them taxes, man. Gotta pay into that Social Security, you know. I still want to, you know, when I retire, my Social Security bennies. It's interesting, you know, when you have a father that's collecting Social Security, and you got to hear them. They talk about, you know, when to get it, when to take it out, how to take it out. Then the Medicare, Medicaid. You know, when you get to an old person's age, you can go on Medicare, Medicaid, or whatever. I have an interview with them is pretty funny. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. Yeah, very good. Yeah, man, it's all good. Let me see. Still ticking, tick, 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 tick. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty nice, man. Like, yeah, yesterday and today, it's always like a holiday for me. It's just everyone on Instagram or Facebook will say hi, or like Happy Veterans Day. People I haven't talked to in 20 years will stop in and say what's up. You know, ex-girlfriends. It's nice, man. And then here's a crazy, like, I you know, it's funny because you start, you know, my great grandfather, just one great, so my mom's grandpa. So we were talking about, like, her dad in World War II fighting the Japanese, and I was like, who was, like, we brought up her, you know, my mom's a chick, right? You got to give her the benefit of the doubt here, right? So I was like, who's your grandpa? Your grandpa? I've never met my mom's grandpa. You know, obviously he's a great grandpa. He's dead. And I've never even seen a picture. I seen my dad's side. You know, I even met my great grandpa on my dad's side. But I was like, my mom's side, it's kind of Irish, German kind of things happen. I don't know. Though, you know, my mom's side was very hush hush. You never asked. You never asked. Don't ask, don't tell. And she goes, hey, you know, just yesterday, dude. She's like, hey, I was looking through all my pictures of when I was young or whatever, and I found a picture of my great grandpa. And I was like, oh, cool. And I think he was in the military. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? You think he was? Like, no one's ever talked to you about your grandpa being in? She's like, man, he died. Like, my dad was in the military, and you know, it's something you just don't talk about. I was like, what? Like, what picture? Let me see this picture. So she gave me this picture, and it's in a you know, a picture frame. So, and it's him, you know, a big hat. World War I picture. I was like, he looks like a Marine in World War I. I was like, did he serve in World War I? You know, he has and I turned the picture over to see, because I was like, some people always write on the back of pictures. Turn it over at 1914 France, and I forget the name of the city. It's like BRO something EOUX. There's an X in it. I was like, holy shit, your grandpa fought in World War I? She goes, oh yeah, I thought you knew. I was like, what do you mean you thought? I didn't even know his name. What are you talking about? Like, who else? I was like, who else? Where's your other great grandpa? What did he do? Yeah, it's pretty interesting, man. I had no idea. Yeah, you know, chicks. She pulled out a stack of old photos. I was like, where did these photos come from? How many more photos do you have? She goes, oh, I don't know. We just kind of. It's like, where's your bars of gold, lady? What do you keep hiding in your? She's like, oh yeah, he kind of looks like me. I'm like, dude. I was like, mom, no shit, dude. Actually, her was all right, but her grandpa, great grandma, was a mean fuck. He was a POW in Japan, weighed 870. Oh my god, he was oh my god, that's a skeleton. He's basically organs and a skeleton. That's all he weighed. Wow. Yeah, my grandpa that fought Japan, dude. He was a mean, funny at times, but he was a mean dude. Fucking Japs, you know. He was like any World War II documentary you see of a white guy, you know, like you know those old characters, like you know. Everyone, you know, they laugh, they gave like two dudes like talking about the war. That's how my grandpa was. He was like a mean dude, but he would sometimes laugh about it. I remember when I saw him, like me and my girlfriend at the time, I got home from Iraq, dude, and I went to go see him. And that was the first time we kind of had a good conversation. Like, we just sat there and he spoke to me like a real man, and I looked at him completely different. It was one hell of a time, man. He had nothing nice to say about any Oriental. As he called it, Oriental, dude. I forgot that. I forgot we used to call Asian people Orientals and shit. Yeah. God, that was a term, dude. Dude, I love growing back. Like, I love growing back up back in the day, man. We have so many names for other like races and countries. Shit, dude, that's so funny. My grandfather didn't like the Chinese or the Japs. Yeah, dude, my if you fought in that side of the war, man, you were you didn't like I never heard someone talk about like they didn't like Germans or like kraut farmers, you know, fucking kraut farmers. But like you talk about the war in the Pacific. Oh, dude, every American hates fucking Asian people out there, dude. Fucking Vietnamese, dude, to Japs, to the Chinese, dude. You talk to an old war veteran, they hate Asia, dude. They hate Asia. I don't really, I never, my grandpa in the Korean War. My grandpa was an army medic in the Korean War, so he, like, that's, like, for me and, like, my grandpa who fought in Japan, like, dude, I call those mofos Hajis, and I don't care, dude. My grandpa, same thing with Japs, dude. But my army grandpa, dude, that was a medic, like, nicest dude in the world. He'll save every life, dude. Like, he never spoke bad about anything. He spoke bad about Mexico all the time. He hated Mexico, man. He loved Korea, but he hated his own country, Mexico. I'll tell you that much. Mexico still sucks. Pacific Theater was hell, yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Like, you mean any veteran from the Pacific Theater, they hate it. They have no filter. Hey, I give respect to the Japanese, man. They brought the noise, you know. They brought it. They knew that some of those higher ups in Japan, they knew they were going to go down. They knew the minute Pearl Harbor happened, they were going to get. They had a deep feeling, like Yamamoto, right? The guy that led the way in Pearl Harbor. He knew, like, fuck. And, you know, they didn't. I give them credit, man. You always got to give your enemies credit. You know, even the Koreans, North Koreans, or they, they can hold their, back then, they can hold their own. Saddam's army, Saddam's army, man, they tried, at least. I will give people credit who step out in the field of battle, you got to give people credit like that. I don't care how good you do, You know, as long as you step out in the field of battle and you try to play the game the best of your ability, you know, Saddam's army, man, they had what they had. God rest their soul. I mean, Germany, they knew in like 1942, 1943, they were effed. Like, here, the minute he took over, like, the numbers game, they knew they were effed, dude. It was just a matter of time. You know, if you build 6,000 airplanes and we build 60,000, that's a big difference, you know. And we have the fuel, and our country's not getting. Hey, dude, look at that. Even Trump has the ex-Haji leader of Al Qaeda in the White House shaking hands. The damn guy's wearing a suit and tie. You know, you got to make peace some way, man. Like, as much as like that weirdly irks me, and I'm sure a lot of people my age and the guys who fought the wars, like, what are we doing with that, man? You know, we got over Pearl Harbor, we got over Germany declaring war on us, we got over Al Qaeda. Okay, like, we didn't kill all you fuckers, but let's not do the Twin Tower things again, or whatever. Don't do it. We'll blame it on. You don't even have to be a part of the planning of Twin Towers. We will still blame you. We'll blame you because we have to go to war. Like, Americans will go to war. Like, that's what we do. We like doing it. We're very good at it with little to no loss. And that's how it goes, you know. We can end any confrontation in mere months. We choose not to. Yes. Oh, yes. 100%. 100%. We choose. 100%. We choose not to. Yeah, 100%. We choose not to. Like, we always go to war. Like, when we go to war, we do it with, like, our left hand kind of tied behind our back. We don't wear a shoe. We never have glasses on. We always go into war kind of like we have everything lined up. We're ready to roll, but it's like we'll kind of tippy toe around it. We don't ever go like full force, ever. Probably in World War II was probably the first time we went like 100% like game on, you know, and it took us like a year to get there. Even my war, you know, rules of engagement. Fuck, you know, oh my God. It was just, you know, I get it, man. Holy Jesus. Safety. I mean, it's always about safety. And when you're 18, 19, 20, the last thing you talk about is safety. You know, you want to bash someone's head on and grab a girl's butt cheeks, but not fucking being a mission briefing talking about safety and the rules you have to follow and blah 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 blah. Dude, it was that shot. Dude, I just want to shoot stuff. I'm 20 years old, I'm 19 years old, I just want to shoot stuff. That's all I want to do. I don't want to do anything else besides bang chicks and shoot stuff. Dude, that's all I wanted to do, like, in the military. Like, as an 18-year-old kid, I was like, yeah, chicks are hot, and I like shooting stuff. I don't want to hear about mission safety briefings and blah, 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 blah. But you have to, man. You know, yeah. They said, Iran would, I think they know they'll be ended quickly. Oh, yeah, I'll retaliate. God, I'm so bad at hooked on phonics, man. Retaliate, yeah. They could try to retaliate. Like, Like I'm expecting you to retaliate, but yeah, would they actually? They're running. I keep hearing they're running. Like, what a bunch of dum dums. Bad. Yeah, they said. I was expecting Iran to after we blew up their Mount Suribachi over there in Iran, we put a couple holes on the top of the mountain. Where to hide. Like, if you want to retaliate, I mean, what were they gonna do? They're landlocked. Iraq hates them. Afghanistan's in Asia. And the only thing that's ever kept Iran from not being conquered multiple times is they're kind of surrounded by mountains like Switzerland. But how, even I think, how would they retaliate? Would they launch a missile into Israel? Like, so doing that since like the 80s, we've gotten over, like, Israel Saddam has done it all to Israel. So, like, there's nothing Iran could do that Saddam hasn't, and Saddam was a bigger, badder mother effer than the Khomeini is, or Iran, the guy that wears a cape. Saddam didn't F around, dude. Like, that's why all this talk about, Iran and this and that, I'm like, dude, we already been through that. It was called Iraq with Saddam. Like, Iran, they're not even close to what Saddam would ever be, dude. Would ever be. Saddam brought the noise, dude. Saddam Hussein and his sons brought the fucking noise, dude. Al Khomeini and that white bearded fuck out in Iran, they're that's one of the poorest countries known to man, dude. People from Iran, anyone that's Middle Eastern that lives in America, man, I'm like, go back to your own country and make your own country great. That's the key to the game. Make your own country great. Great. Yeah, they said Iran would attack, but they can't even march their army. Whatever army they have, or people are in the Iranian army because there's no other job. That's not an army. The one reason why America has such a powerful army is people that join our military don't join it just for a job. Like, there's people in Germany that oh my God, became part of a soldier just for a job, just to get paid. I think one of these, oh wow, it's crowded. Holy moly. Bunch of veterans out here. What the hell is going on? People just sit out here? Yeah, we can find a better place. We can definitely find a better place than this. I don't know what's going on, right? Why is there a big old line? Interesting. Iran retaliate. Oh, scary. No country retaliating scares me. Our defense budget is worth more than entire countries. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, like, if they retaliate and somehow we miss it, people are, I'm really confused about this. I don't know why people are just standing out there. Yeah, I'm not worried, man. 8 billion a year. Yeah, 800 billion. Yeah, that's insane, man. Like, yeah, I'm not worried about any of that. They can't even march their army, across country lines, I gotta check this out, man. These people are standing here. I don't know what everyone's doing. All right, devil dogs, I'm out of here, man. I gotta go inside this little building, and everyone's in line. I don't know if I have to stand in line. Well, I'm out of here, devil dogs. 800 billion, 800 billion, dude. That's a small country. Have a good one. Yeah, you too, Robert. Hey, Semper Fi, devil dogs. Thank you for the wishes and the happy birthdays and the Veterans Day, man. Every veteran, we all appreciate it. A little love, a good pat on the back goes a long way. Semper Fi, boys. Remember, helmet's not a chair. Stay American, and you fight wars with your hands. Peace.